Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 8. It's titled Party Ways. Okay, let's get started. First couple is Kristen and Mitch. Kristen met up with her friend Joanna. She tells Joanna about Mitch's water tower that she hates. Apparently, this water tower is sitting on the counter, and when they're standing around the counter talking, she can't see him because the water tower is so huge it blocks him from her sight. She tells Joanna that Mitch is a hoarder. She said he brought home a bookshelf that looked like it was from Vietnam. She told Joanna how messy Mitch's stovetop is. She told Joanna the bizarre theme they came up with for their housewarming party. It's called retrofuturism. Do I look crooked? No, okay. So then Joanna asks Kristen if Mitch knows about what happened with her last engagement. And Kristen said no. But why does he have to know? Why does he have to know that she found out that her fiance cheated on her, and she dumped him after planning this destination wedding, after using all her savings to plan this destination wedding? Why does he have to know all of that? That happened in the past. That has nothing to do with Mitch. And plus, she didn't have to pay for anything this time, so she's good. The show paid for her entire wedding, so she's good. That's what I call water under the bridge. That's old news. He doesn't need to know any of that. Joanna needs to stop trying to cause problems. Kristen told her that every time she tells the story, nobody has any sympathy for her, and they think something is wrong with her. What if she used up all her savings on a wedding instead of a down payment for a house? Yeah, Kristen, something wrong with you, girl. On a wedding? So Joanna tells Kristen that she should tell Mitch. And I wouldn't tell Mitch nothing. It's none of his business. It has absolutely nothing to do with him. And Joanna needs to shut up. Next, Kristen and Mitch are in their apartment, and they are practicing making drinks for their home warming party. Kristen, she'll do anything to to get Mitch drunk because she knows that he likes her when he's drunk. That's mean. That's mean. I do look crooked. Yeah, man. Why do they always look? I don't know why it looks crooked. I'm gonna leave it alone though. Oh, anyway. Yeah, Kristen will do anything to get Mitch drunk, huh? Because Mitch likes her when he's drunk. So Kristen tells Mitch about the cheating fiance and blowing all her savings on this destination wedding. And in the middle of her telling him that she and her mother and her friends, I think, still went on to the honeymoon or still went to the wedding or whatever, Mitch said, that's weird. And as soon as he said it, he knew he said something wrong. Kristen's face changed. Kristen said, why is it weird? And Mitch realized he messed up. He said, I'm sorry. Kristen told him that it wasn't weird, it was great. But Mitch recovered nicely. Mitch held her hand and he told her sorry that happened to her and that he would never do anything like that to her, ever. That was a nice touch, Mitch. That was a really nice touch. So they kissed and now Kristen is happy. Thank God she gave him some drinks before she told him. Next, it's time for their housewarming party, and Mitch is dressed like someone on the Enterprise ship, and Kristen is dressed like a superhero alien. Their guests arrive, and mostly everybody dressed up. No one bought a gift. It's a housewarming party. You're supposed to buy a gift. So they did Jello shots and they danced. Kristen goes off somewhere to talk with her friends, and Kristen tells her friends that Mitch is really easy to live with, but it's too extreme with the environmental living. In the meantime, Mitch is inside the apartment and he tells his friends that Kristen is trying to live the way they do with the anti-plastic. Kristen tells her friends that she hoped that Mitch will be patient with her in adjusting to the plastic way of living, or the non-plastic way of living. Mitch told his friends that the only problem is that he was happy that his wife didn't snore, but now he has a dog that snores loudly and he does not understand why the dog is so precious, because it's a useless creature that breathes loudly. That's so mean, Mitch. That was harsh. Kristen tells her friends that when her dog snores, she thinks it's the sweetest sound. But Mitch said he doesn't get any sleep because of the dog's snoring. They're going to have to figure that out. Put the dog in another room. I wonder if the dog is sleeping in the same bedroom as they are, or sleeping in the same bed as they are. Maybe they need to put the dog in a totally different room. But Kristen's friend's solution was to tell Mitch to sleep on the couch. Is she crazy? She must don't have a husband. And she's jealous. Because why wouldn't you tell your husband to go sleep on the couch? Because of a dog. I'd rather have my husband in bed than a dog in bed. If I like my husband, that is. So Kristen's friend asked if Mitch checks all her boxes. And Kristen said she hasn't thought about that. But Mitch has a lot of great qualities. And she said they need to make it work because they are married. So next up is Lindy and Miguel. We see Miguel playing table tennis or ping pong with his friend Steve. Miguel tells Steve that both him and Lindy are into each other and the process. They're into each other and the process. He tells Steve that Lindy is a great wife and he is a good husband. Steve asks Miguel if he thinks that Lindy would fit in with their group of friends since she's younger. Miguel reassures him that Lindy will fit in, and Miguel tells Steve Lindy is kind, agreeable, open-minded. She's a good conversationalist. She's adventurous. She's cute. She has beautiful eyes. She has a beautiful laugh. She is fun to be around. She is funny. She is quirky. She's attentive. She cleans. She cooks. I think that's overkill, Miguel. These words are just words. He has no emotion behind any of these words. He's just rattling off adjectives. There are no feelings or emotions behind any of those words. Miguel is just playing a game. Steve asks Miguel if he is getting feelings for Lindy. And Miguel said yes. And I beg to differ. For some reason, I don't think Miguel likes Lindy. I think he's playing a game. I think he's just going on with the going along. I just think he wants to be on TV. Next is their homewarming party. The guests, they're all dressed up and they bought gifts. That means Miguel and Lindy, they have good, thoughtful friends. And they know how to follow directions. Their theme is contestants on a game show. And Miguel is a pimp and Lindy is a pizza. I would have dressed like a princess or a fairy. Anyway, they played the newlywed game. And it turns out that Lindy and Miguel knows a lot about each other for only knowing each other for 2 weeks. Lindy's friends get Miguel alone and he tells them that Lindy is a sweetheart, she is marvelous, and she is amazing. Lindy tells Miguel's friends that he is witty, funny, he has a lot of energy, and she is drawn to him. Miguel tells Lindy's friends that Lindy knew everything about him and there's nothing else she ever has to know. Lindy told his friends that she is not ready to take Miguel's last name. So then Lindsay spills all the beans. Lindsay told his friends that she does not have health care and she asked Miguel to put her on his health care, and he told her he will put her on his health care when she takes his last name. Then I think she should just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and take his last name. It's no big deal. You know? I don't think there's a problem. After the housewarming party, and they are laying in bed, Lindsay brought up the issue of her wanting to be on his insurance and him wanting her to take his last name. So Miguel asked her what does she need from him in order to change her last name to his. And Lindy told him that she needs a joint bank account. She said she needs to know where they're going to be living in 8 weeks. She needs security. They're discussing this back and forth, and neither of them will budge on their side. And Lindy told him that she has her doctorate in her last name. And she says she won't change her last name until she feels secure. And she says she does not feel secure right now. So they still go back and forth. Then Lindsay, the former Seventh-day Adventist, took it to another level. And she said, "You can't help me see a effing physician." She said the actual word. "So how the F," she said the word, "do you expect me to take your last name?" Miguel told her, "I don't like this version of you." She told him that she is being herself, she is being authentic, and she is being real. This is the real Lindsay. Hey, that's what you got. What you see is what you get. That's the end of Lindy and Miguel for now. We'll pick back up with them later. Next is Alexis and Justin. We see Alexis FaceTiming with her sister Amber, and of course she tells her sister about Newton, her dog, being attacked by Maya. And she said if Maya can't change her behavior after training, then she has to go live with Justin's best friend. And I feel bad for Maya. It was not her fault. She's being punished because both Justin and Alexis are horrible pet owners. Alexis told Amber that both her and Justin told each other that they loved each other. So that Amber got quiet. You could hear crickets. She had no response for that foolishness. Alexis told her that Justin is sweet and lovable. Alexis told Amber that she is not in love with him. She loves him, but she's not in love with him. And Alexis is still upset that Justin did not tell her that Maya has been in fights with other dogs. She said if she knew that then, she would have acted differently when the dogs met. And me, I'm a paranoid person. You never know how an animal is going to act. That's why they're called animals. I would not have allowed my small dog to roam around unsupervised with another big dog around. I would not have done that. She just put the dog down and let him roam around and turned her back and started putting up pictures. Alexis will not take responsibility for her part in what happened. She will not. She refused to take responsibility for her part in what happened. And I know that most of the viewers agree with her that it's all Justin's fault. It's not all Justin's fault. Now she thinks that Justin is untruthful and vague. She keeps using the word vague. That means she's calling him a liar. Maybe Alexa should have asked Justin, how is Maya around other dogs? She should have said, do Maya get along with other dogs? Excuse me. She should have asked questions. I think she should have been more cautious with introducing the dogs. She just put her dog down and let her dog roam around. She didn't even introduce them or, let them get used to each other. Put one in one room. Or put one in a cage. Let them kind of get used to seeing each other and knowing that these two are gonna be living together. Something. She just had her dog roaming around. I think she introduced them incorrectly. And it was her fault as well as Justin's fault. Next, we see a clip of Alexis and Justin in their apartment, and Alexis is fussing at Justin about giving Newton medicine when he hasn't eaten. Alexis said to Justin, you told me he hadn't eaten in 2 days. I think Alexis is a horrible dog owner. Why does Justin have to tell her that her own dog haven't eaten in 2 days? Wouldn't she know that her dog hasn't eaten in 2 days? That's her dog. She should know that. They are in the apartment yelling at each other, and she's upset that he didn't tell her something, and She keeps telling him not to be vague. He's telling her that he is not perfect. And if perfect is what she wants, he is likely to end it. Then he tells her he's sorry, and she asks him what else is he not telling her. And she basically calls him a liar, and he denies it. They argue about him not communicating with her enough, and he denies it. Then she says she can't do this. And Justin told her that she's always ready to leave. And that means she's threatened to leave before. That's what I'm thinking. How come the cameras didn't get that? So she denies not always threatening to leave. Justin told her that every time they have a disagreement, she says, I'm done. He said, what does that mean? And Alexis said, it means that I'm done with the conversation. I think she's lying. She probably means, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with this relationship. That's probably what she means. Because if you're done with a conversation, you'll say, I'm done with this conversation. That's what you say. You won't just say, I'm done. And then we see Alexis in the car, and she said Justin is always hiding things from her. He is, what she said? He is disingenuous. He's manipulative, and he's being vague. And I think most men are vague. You have to ask men a specific question in order to get a specific answer. Example, if you say to a guy, did you give the dog a bath? You can't say that because he'll say yes. And it'll be 3 days ago that he gave the dog a bath. You have to be specific. You have to say, did you give the dog a bath today at 1 o'clock a.m.? You have to be specific with guys. It's like talking to a child. Like when you tell your child, you ask your child, you can't just say to a child, did you wash behind your ears? The child will say, yeah. That's probably 3 days ago he washed behind his ears. You got to say to the child, did you wash behind your ears this morning when you took a shower before going to school? You got to be specific. It's like talking to a child when you're talking to a man. Anyway, next we see Alexis in a candy store buying candy for the housewarming party. And she's wearing onesies. I can't stand when adults wear onesies. It looks disgusting. It looks disgusting. So Justin shows up at the candy store and she's mean to him. She says, nice that you could join us. So they sit down to talk, and Justin told her that he is not upset with her anymore. And she told him that this morning you were yelling and cussing. What do you mean you're not upset? He brings up her saying, I'm done when they argue. And she tells him that he doesn't listen to her. So she tells him again that I'm done means I'm done with the conversation. I don't think so. I think she's a liar. I think she means she's done. She wants to leave. She brings up him being vague with her. She told him that the dog was vomiting up blood and he hadn't eaten in 2 days, and he did not tell her. And I think she should take care of her own dog or get a dog sitter. Who was taking care of her dog before she married Justin? Who? Justin is wrong for not telling her about the dog, but I want to defend him because I don't like Alexis. I don't like her. Then Justin says that he said what I think is the truth, what I've been thinking in the back of my mind. Justin says, he said to her, you like it when we have moments like this. And I agree. I think she likes the drama. She enjoys pointing out others' flaws. And Justin told her she gets aroused out of it. He meant a rise out of it. And I think so too. I think she get a rise out of the drama with her and Justin. So Alexis gets up and walks off. She's offended. All of a sudden, she's offended. She called him manipulative. What did she call him? Manipulative, disingenuous, and vague, and a liar. She called him all of that. And all he said to her was, you like the drama. And she gets upset. She walks off. She walks away. She gets up and walk away. And then you can see the sweat stains under her arms. That's why you shouldn't wear onesies. It's disgusting. So she's pissed at him for saying that she likes drama. And she told him that he is hostile and she does not know what to do. Then she told the producers to unmic her, and then she leaves out. And I'm pretty sure Justin is going to have to grovel and apologize to her later. But I think he's right. Next, we see Justin and Alexis decorating the house or the apartment for the housewarming party. Their guests arrive. No one bought a gift. And so they sit down to eat. And the dress code was 90s themes, but no one dressed up. Alexis brought up the fight. She brought up the fight. And she told the guests that her and Justin miscommunicate a lot. She told them that him being vague is manipulative and lying. So here she goes again, calling him manipulative, disingenuous, a liar, and everything. She called him every single name under the book, but he says she likes drama and she gets upset. Justin said he effed up, but she drills him with questions. Alexis told him no, that's a lie. She gives him time to answer the questions. And Justin says, I'm not lying. And she asks him, when has she asked him questions immediately and didn't give him a chance to answer? And he says, all the damn time. He didn't say damn, I put damn in there. He said, all the damn time. And Alexis said, maybe I'm wrong, in a sarcastic way. Next, we see Alexis and Justin friends sitting. We saw Alexis and some of Justin's friends, two of his friends. Was it two of his friends? I think it was two of his friends. They're sitting on the balcony and they're talking, and Alexis is telling how good the honeymoon was, and when they got back, his dog attacked her dog. She's going to tell this story 15 million times, just like how she hollered out that he's celibate, just like how she hollered out that she was engaged 3 times. She was proposed to 3 times. She keeps beating a story to death, and I think she likes the drama, and I think she likes the attention. And I think she likes being right, and I think she likes being sympathy. She likes having sympathy, everybody's sympathy. So she tells this woe is me story. But Alexis surprised me. The only reason she said this, though, is because she was talking to his friends. She surprised me when she said it was not Justin's fault that his dog attacked her dog. She believes 100% that it's his fault. She only said that because she's talking to his friends. She said it's not his fault because you can't predict what an animal will do. That's 100% true, but she does not believe it. She's only saying it because she wants to seem nice with his friends. But she says she's upset that he didn't tell her that Maya attacked other dogs. And that's deceptive. So now she's calling him deceptive, a liar, vague, ingenuous, manipulative. She's calling him all these names. And all he said to her was that she liked drama. But he's calling her all these names. She can sit there and call him all these names. So Justin Guy friend said, it's a guy thing that for us not to tell things. He said, guys live in the moment. They don't tell you everything. So Justin is inside the apartment and he's talking to Alexis's friends, and he asks him how do he respond to her when she's upset. See, he's not throwing her on the bus and calling her names like she's doing out there on the balcony. He's calm and cool and collected, and he's keeping his private business to himself. And he's asking, how do I deal with her when she's upset? He's not bashing her and calling her names in front of her friends. So Emma, the female friend of Alexis, told him to ask her if she wants space. And Justin's friend asked Alexis if she loves Justin, and she said yes, but she is not in love with him yet. Alexis' friend, Will, told Justin that they are going to have a lot of growing pains, and Justin said he keeps messing up, and on decision day, he does not want her to say no. And I'm just glad that Justin did not cry. I'm just glad about that. Next up is Ben and Morgan. Morgan FaceTimed with her friend Carl and told him that Ben has issues with her finances and her family, and he is not trying to get to know her as a person. Excuse me. She does not think that he is seeing her for the person that she is, and I agree. He can't fall in love with her family and her finances. He's saying, there's an issue because you don't get along with your father. There's an issue because you have student loans. What does that have to do with her as a person? He needs to get to know her as a person. He needs to get to know Morgan. Her finances can go away if she pays off her student loan, or Biden forgives student loans, and her the issues with her father, we don't know what happened there, so you have to leave that alone. or ask her to explain more exactly what happened with her and her father, and stop judging the situation that you know absolutely nothing about. Ben, he needs to get to know her as a person and stop talking about her finances and her family. Like how she went out of her way on his birthday to get him a cupcake, and wish him happy birthday. Because he wasn't spending time with his family and celebrating it with his family, she went out of her way to get him a cupcake and acknowledge his birthday. That's a sweet, kind person. Acknowledge that, why don't you, Ben? But no, he's not going to acknowledge that. That shows that she's a loving, caring, thoughtful person. That's what that showed me. Morgan told Carl that she does not trust Ben, and she has her walls up, and she is not happy. Carl advised Morgan to talk to Ben and to break down her walls. You know what I would do? I would feed him a bunch of lies and some bogus information and see if he run tell that. That's what I would do. I would need to test him before I bring down my walls and trust him again. But I'm single, so don't do what I do. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we see Ben working out with his friend James. He told James about his betrayal to his wife on the honeymoon. He told James about how he backstabbed her and now she doesn't want him to touch her. But then he said she told PC, Pastor Cal, that he doesn't touch her, so now he's confused. She didn't say that. She told Pastor Cal that she has her walls up and she doesn't trust him. And Pastor Cal said, you're the one reason in charge of your walls. That's what happened. Well, did she tell him that? She said they weren't affectionate to each other or intimate with each other. That's what I think she said. But she didn't say that he didn't touch her because he's, not trying to be affectionate with her. She didn't say it like that. So Ben can, I would never trust Ben again. Me personally, I would never trust him again. Because you know why? Ben went out of his way to trash her to a stranger. He didn't know Justin. He had met Justin 2 days ago. Or only met Justin for a week or something. He didn't know Justin. So he goes to Justin to trash his wife to a stranger. Why would you do that? Why? A stranger that doesn't know her. So a stranger that's going to believe everything you say about her. Because Justin doesn't know Morgan. So if you say she's a liar, she didn't finish her degree, she ain't no nurse. He's going to believe Ben. Because Justin doesn't know Morgan. So he's going to believe everything Ben says about Morgan. So he went to trash her to a stranger. Someone he doesn't even know. So that's just unforgivable to me. That's unforgivable. For me, I think the relationship is a wrap. And it's not just about the backstabbing. Ben thinks Morgan is beneath him. Because she doesn't have a relationship with her father, she's beneath him. And because she has student loans, she's beneath him. He brought up her finances and he brought up her relationship with her family. So he said, that's not cutting it for me. I don't like that. So he thinks she's beneath him. I think Ben is a very superficial person. Anyway, James' advice to Ben was to give it time. Next is their housewarming party, and none of their guests brought a gift. It seems they had a Mexican theme, and they're all eating tacos. One of Ben's friends asked him how was the honeymoon, and Ben said, we are trying to work things out. And Morgan told her friend, she whispers to her friend, that Ben is not saying how things really were. And I think that was rude, Morgan. You don't have to tell everybody everything that happened. Morgan told them that when she first met Ben, she thought he was... Let me see, did I miss something? Okay, so Morgan told them that when she first met Ben, she thought he was great, super nice, very welcoming, very warm. She told them it was good until the honeymoon. And she just put Ben on the spot. And I didn't like that. She tried to pressure Ben into telling them what happened on the honeymoon. So her friend, asked Ben to go out and talk with him outside. And Ben told her the story. Then inside the apartment, Morgan is telling the story to Ben's friends. And Ben told Morgan's friend that he is trying to make amends, but Morgan does not see his efforts. He also said that Morgan can't move past it. She can't move past what happened. Inside the apartment, Ben's friends ask Morgan if she is going to hold the incident over Ben's head until he dies. I say, yeah. Morgan told a friend that when she is hurt, she is done. And she has never had to deal with something like this before. Ben's friend told Morgan to forgive and to forget. The black guy was just standing there. He wasn't saying a word. Why was he even there? I hope he enjoyed his little camera time that he got. Next up is Sasha and Nate. Nate and his friend Derek met up, and he basically told Derek that he is happy with his wife, and they hug and kiss each other all the time. Nate tells Derek that Sasha is good at sharing her feelings, but she doesn't think that he is. He told Derek that he did not know how to go deeper with his feelings, so maybe he needs to go to therapy. I think Nate will do anything Sasha says because he wants to move into that brand new house. Sasha played her cards right. She dangled that brand new house in his face. Now that's all he can think about. Nate said that Sasha is very happy about him going to therapy. Nate is scared that he will open up, and at the end, Sasha will dump him. All he has to do is do everything she tells him to do, and she'll be happy. That's it. Next is the housewarming party. Nate and Sasha are dressed up as the 70s. Someone from the 70s. They're wearing afros. Their friends and family members arrive and look at pictures from the honeymoon, and I don't see any of the guests with gifts in their hands, and none of them are dressed up, except for maybe one of Sasha's friend. She might have been dressed up. I guess they say this crap is not going to work anyway, so we ain't going to get them no gifts. So they did a Soul Train line. They danced down a Soul Train line. Then Sasha's friend and sister take Nate out to the balcony to talk. And Nate told them that married life is great. He said they get along. They are giggly together. They are cuddly. Everything is natural. It's amazing. They have a lot in common. He told them that he is concerned that she wants kids so soon when she is a workaholic and she doesn't even like dogs and she doesn't like her place to be messy. Sasha is talking to Nate's friends and she is telling them that she wants kids in a year because she is not getting any younger. Nate's friend with the dreads said because Nate is not close to his mother, he wants to know that he can provide for a child without Sasha's help. Sasha said she is from a similar background and she does not want her kids to struggle either. Nate tells the ladies about him not opening up and going to therapy. Sasha tells the guys that Nate does not like to open up. They told her to be patient with him. Next up, the ladies all meet up. They are talking about their marriages. Alexis said Justin likes talking to her while she's on the toilet. She's so crass. This is the reason I don't like her. She's too much. That's disgusting. She said he asked her for a kiss while she was doing number 2. That's very disgusting. Kristen said her marriage is 100% better than it was in Mexico. Kristen said Mitch gets up early and makes her coffee. She said he watches reality TV shows with her. That's my type of guy. I like that. Kristen said she thinks this is a lifelong marriage. Alexis told the ladies that Justin's dog attacking her dog and how Justin didn't tell her about his dog's prior attacks with other dogs and how she is finding out information after the fact. And now she's wondering what else he isn't telling her. In her confessional, Sasha said that she can identify with Justin. She said, you can't tell everything at once. But isn't she getting on Nate for not opening up to her and spilling his guts about his life stories? But she understands why Justin is not talking a lot to Alexis about everything. I don't know. I tell you, that's hypocritical. Anyway, she told Alexis to give Justin time and don't expect him to change overnight. But I don't think Alexis appreciates her advice. Alexis seems to me to be the type of person who wants sympathy from you. She wants you to be on her side. That's the type of person she seems to me. Anyway, Lindy told the ladies about the insurance name change conflict standoff she's having with Miguel. In her confessional, Kristen said she is Team Miguel. My stance is, I don't think she should change her name until decision day when they decide whether or not they're going to stay together or not. If they do decide to stay together after decision day, then she should change her name. And then after she changed her name, then he should put her on his insurance. So I'm actually Team Miguel, I guess. But Lindsay needs to get herself a full-time job. So a full-time steady job so that she will have insurance. And she wouldn't have to beg Miguel to share his insurance. Lindy told the ladies that she wants to change her name, but she wants to make sure that the marriage is forever. There is no such thing. You can't tell if the marriage is forever. There's no way you'll be able to tell that. You could be married 5 years. You could be married 10 years. People get married 20 years and get divorced. People marry 15 years, 30 years and get divorced. And I'm like, why? Why get divorced after you've been married for so long? Just stay together. How are you going to find somebody new after? How are you going to change your ways and break your old habits and get used to somebody all over again after 30 years of being married to some fool? Just stay together. You've been married for, I think if you've been married for 10 years or more, just don't ever get a divorce. Just stay together. Live in one side. You live in one side of the house, let him live in the other side of the house. Just stay together. Doesn't make sense to get a divorce after being married for 10 years or more, you know? I think Lindsay needs to shut up and go find a full-time job that offer her insurance. Alexis told the ladies that Justin had a wet dream. You see how she is? She's so crass. I think she's always trying to look for attention. She wants the attention to be on her. She says he kissed her while she's doing number 2. She says he had wet dreams. She tells about how she's been proposed to 3 times. She tells about this dog story. We're going to hear this dog story from now until the very end and after that. She just wants to always have a story to tell. What is her problem? She wants to be the center of attention at all times. I can't with her. Alexis asks Kristen if she consummated her marriage. And Kristen says yes, morning, noon, and night. She said she can't get this man off of her. Morgan told the ladies that there is no intimacy with her and Ben. She told them that her walls are up and she is trying to forgive him for backstabbing her. But she does not know how to bring the walls down. She said, but he is a good guy and they do hang out. Lindy told her to build up their friendship. Kristen told Morgan to try to start clean and go on dates. Morgan agrees that she needs to start over on a clean slate with Ben. Next, we see the guys. They meet up and they are talking about their marriages. Mitch said him and Kristen joke like they have been married for 40 years. He said married life is smoother than he thought it would be. Mitch said he feels like Kristen really likes him and that makes him feel confident. He said he is crazy and weird, but she seems to like it. Mitch tells them that Kristen's dog is the only monkey wrench. He said it snores like a bad old guy. Ben tells them that he thinks he's allergic to Morgan's cat. He said when he comes home, he's always coughing. Ben, you are already in the doghouse. Just go get yourself some allergy pills and shut up. Be quiet. He tells the guys that the cat is mean, that Morgan's cat is mean. And if I was the cat, I'd be mean too. if he's always coughing and sticking his fingers in my ear. He said the cat hisses at him whenever he sees him. If I were the cat, I would hiss at him too for backstabbing my human. Miguel told them that Lindy has a cat and he tried to pet her, but she hisses at him and she bit him. The cat doesn't like the fact that Miguel will not put them on his insurance. That's why the cat bit you, Miguel. Miguel expressed to the guys his displeasure in the way Lindy spoke to him. Then he asked the guys who else has consummated their marriage. Justin says not him, but he has tried. Justin asked Nate if he consummated his marriage. Nate said no, but he had dessert after dinner. Then he said, "You dig?" And poor Justin is like, what's he talking about? What does he mean? So Nate had to explain exactly what he meant. He had to explain to all the guys. They all looked like they didn't understand what he was talking about. I got it. I knew what he was talking about. Then Mitch said, she still holds out after you do that. She still holds out on sex? Exactly, Mitch. Exactly. Miguel asked Ben if Morgan didn't have her walls up, would he be lovey-dovey with her? And Ben said yes. And Miguel told him that if he wants to be affectionate with her, then be affectionate with her. Mitch told him to test the waters in a way that's not threatening and to show his interest. But I think Mitch should know because Mitch is getting it morning, noon, and night. So Ben, take advice from Mitch. Next up, we see Lindy and Mitch. Lindy and Mitch are in their apartment, and Miguel asks Lindy, what did she tell the ladies about them? And she told him that she told the ladies how she felt about the name change. Miguel told her that it threw him for a loop on how hard she came down on him. And Lindy told him that she wasn't proud of the way she spoke to him, but she was not feeling as though she was being heard. She said she was not feeling secure in what he was saying, and she got defensive. She said, I told you I can get defensive. Miguel told her, I don't like that. Lindy said, I don't like it either. Well, Lindy, if you don't like your behavior, what you need to do is change your behavior. You know? Stop acting like a kid and throwing tantrums and cussing at the man because he won't put you on his insurance. Go get a job that offers insurance. You have a doctorate. You threw that around. So go get yourself a job. So Lindy apologized to Miguel. And Miguel agreed to put her on his insurance. And now Lindy is happy. That is the end of my review. I will be back next week with another review. I'm getting tired of these couples already. Thank you so much for watching. Princess on the Pillow here. Bye.